Tim from Cambridgeshire has had a licence for 7 years and proves that not all young men drive at lightning speed.
They've called me Timid Tim, which is quite clever for my driving. I don't think it's very fair because I'm not timid so much as just quite circumspect.
You've just got to look beyond the end of your bonnet, Tim.
Right, well, it's funny how I saw that police car.
Well, it had a big blue flashing light. Not every car's got a big blue flashing light, has it?
Well, maybe that's something they should think about.
He drives painfully slowly everywhere. Very embarrassing.
We're on the A14 and you're going 26.
Right, so we ain't on the M1, are we? But the limit is there as a limit. That's why it's called a limit. It's not what you should always just drive at.
What I feel when I get in the car with Tim for a long journey is, well, just precisely that. It's going to be a pretty long journey.
Mate, we can go above 30.
Well, not necessarily. You've got to keep with the flow of the traffic, and the cars behind will go 30, so I'm going to go 30.
Mate, they're going 30 because we're not driving so slowly.
Big queue of traffic building up behind us, and it was getting very embarrassing. Cars behind were pipping, and we were overtaken by a cyclist and a couple of caravans at one point.
Hang on a minute. Shush, because there's a caravan there.
Calm down, but you're right. Just calm down.
I'm going to go.
We've been overtaken by a man with a caravan.
See, I'm quite thoughtful as a man as well. So I think that's reflected in my driving, rather than I don't go at it like a bull at a china shop. Okay.
Oh, Tim.
We've got a bit of tail behind us.
Jesus Christ, Tim.
I need to drive within my own parameters that I've set for myself, which are that I need to drive quite slowly. He's got no right to beep, because if you read your highway code, the only reason you beep is to inform someone you're there. I know he's there. He's abusing it by just beeping me to make a political point.
Do you get that a lot, Tim?
People palping their horns? I don't know how much is average?
Well, for example, if it's a 40 mile an hour, just thinking, well, you can just push out a bit and perhaps go 35. You're still not breaking the limit, but you're going 20 mile an hour faster.
Yeah, pretty close to it, though, aren't you? I'll speed up once I've got more experience on the road, and I feel more confident on the road. I reckon I probably will speed up and go at, like these people do, go at 30 mile an hour, 40 mile an hour.
Even though our 8 all have full licences, they still need help, some a lot, which is why before every challenge we'll give them some badly needed driving lessons. Our lot showed dodgy clutch and accelerator control, a complete lack of spatial awareness, problems with bushes, and they're not very good at, well, driving.
Do you know what? That is the best parallel park I've ever done.
Good. Tim is unbelievably cautious. To him, 25 miles an hour is speeding.
I need to drive within my own parameters, that I need to drive quite slowly.
Just getting in a car seems to make Timid Tim stressful.
Basically fine, mate. Don't let them psych you out. Yeah, we're in, mate.
We're not in.
Aren't we?
Not nearly.
This is really, really good.
Over
really,
4 minutes,
really
but
good.
Tim slots it in eventually.
You're in. Well done. Fantastic. Brilliant.
The passenger seat is our head of skidding, Martin.
Now this challenge is about controlling your car in bad weather. If you were to hit a greasy road, standing water, black ice, lose control, back end goes out, knowing how to catch it could save your life.
All our drivers have to do is to avoid hitting things. Here we go.
She's out, caught it. Holding, we're coming up to a very, very sharp one. Scrub off the speed. And she's going. We caught it. And we go to a garage now, and I've got to stop, and it's black ice, and I've not got to hit this wall. And I haven't.
Before the challenge, we taught everybody the laws of skid control. Don't panic, be gentle with the brake and throttle. Oh dear. If the back slides, steer towards it, and always, always avoid locking up your brakes like this, because stopping will take an eternity.
Which is the distance we've allowed our combatants to test their ability to stop safely at speed. And their cue will be this Heath Robinson red light system we prepared earlier. There, did it with 10 feet to spare. Let's see how Britain's worst drivers get on.
You're watching Britain's Worst Driver, and you probably noticed that our sad 7 aren't terribly good at close manoeuvring. Call us cruel, but we've decided that to sharpen their skills, they need to do a 180-degree turn between 2 lines of tightly parked cars. A good driver should do this in 9 turns, and to make sure those turns are smooth and fluent, we put a bowl of eggs on the bonnet.
I hate hitting things.
Right, can I do it?
Yeah, okay, first.
You've got to turn it hot.
Oh, for God's sake.
There's not much space, is there?
No, it's not. It's there. Right, steering it. Got it.
Okay.
Power steering is a nice invention. Oops.
Get that wheel round.
My eggs have popped out. All right, wrong gear.
Forwards.
Terrible gears in this chap. I've got all my eggs on.
Stop.
Now for Cambridgeshire crawler Tim, who drives at the speed of a rampaging glacier.
We're on the A14 and you're going 26.
Right, but the limit is there as a limit. That's why it's called a limit. It's not what you should always just drive at.
And already he's feeling rather uncomfortable.
Stuff. It feels funny driving fast towards a wall.
True to form, Tim hits the brakes before the light even comes on.
No, I know it didn't come on. You know. I stopped that time because I thought I was going as close as I could without hitting the wall, and then I stopped as quickly as I could.
That's
it
great.
happened that there was a gap still.
No, that's
but
great. No. This is exactly what we wanted to test.
Good.
Which means you have passed with a big tick.
Whoa, brilliant.
Good man.
That's fantastic. I can't believe it.
Tim, he is quite a phenomenon in the sense that I've never met a bloke of Tim's age who just finds driving both difficult and also just strangely not part of his psychological makeup. Odd.
No smashes so far, and but I think I want to pick it up a bit here, Tim.
Well, we're just gonna what we're focusing on is the eggs not smashing.
Okay.
Okay. What I will do is probably drive quite carefully and prize sort of the lives of pedestrians ahead of beating the clock. That's my style when I drive.
Just keep your head on it.
See, I'm keeping my head. I'm driving quite safely, but I'm driving at a reasonable speed. I think.
You're doing well.
That reasonable speed is a dizzy 8 miles an hour.
But you see, the thing is, I'll drop it in a second then.
It's in first gear. Oh, mamma mia. A is much smoother in second gear, and B, you get a bit of a shift on.
This is really, really tight. So this is like very slow.
Very tight, sort of mountain road type scenario.
Yeah, no, it is. It is. I've not driven in this sort of scenario before.
Yeah, I drove like this in Austria once.
Did you? Okay, I just sped up a little bit there,
Okay.
and they all just started rattling about, and I'm going to watch that.
I would like to see him relax a lot more.
I think with experience and more practice.
Let's build it up here, Tim.
I'm just going to go into second, and I'm not going to speed up too much because I don't want the eggs to fly out.
Very nice.
Okay.
Very nice.
Okay.
Enjoyed that.
No cracks, no damage, nothing whatsoever. A little bit on the slow side though.
There was nothing emergency-like about your stop, was there?
Well, I was just making sure I didn't hit the wall, and I stopped in plenty of time before the wall and didn't smash into the wall.
But I have to be fair here and say that you didn't go through the wall, you didn't break any boxes, and you also didn't break any eggs.
Out of our sad 7, the judges now have to find someone who's improved enough to win a car. There's a lot of head scratching going on.
This really is a very, very tough call.
Is it that bad?
There's a couple that have actually gotten worse.
What about Valley?
I think Valley's still using the same coping mechanism, which is avoidance.
I think Arik, who did well last week, this week let himself down.
The least sad of our sorry 7.
Well, I think there's one candidate today that has shown that they are capable of less damage than the others.
I think you're thinking what I'm thinking. It's been a tough call this week because I'll be brutally frank with you, we're not exactly looking down the barrel of universal improvement. Do you think Valley has improved? Tim, Craig, Becky? But then improvement is, after all, a relative term. And in our deliberations, the judging panel have come to the conclusion that we will release someone back onto the roads because they are the least threat to other motorists. The person, perhaps, who has done the least damage of all. Tim, would you like to come and have a look at these cars I have parked outside? Now, let me just say that Tim didn't go through the wall and he didn't break any eggs. He acts with incredible circumspection. I have a problem with your caution, but you are not that much of a risk. So come on, let's go and see these motors. Car-wise, Tim, I'm sorry to say, you're not ready for the MG. You're not confident enough.
Okay.
And I don't think you're ready for the Suzuki either, and I think the Lada would be an act of the most awful cruelty, so I'm going to give you this Ford Cap.
Brilliant,
There
thank
you
you.
go. Congratulations, mate.
Cheers, Quentin.
It's small enough for you to get
Yeah.
confident, not to be intimidated, and to be able to do those three-point turns, which I know, Tim, you have a problem with.
And to get Tim to go faster than 20 miles an hour, we've given him some lessons from the Institute of Advanced Motorists.